Hi and welcome. So thank you for joining me for this abundance clearing. So I am, and I forgot to turn off my audio, and that happens. So I wanted to start by just giving everyone just a little bit of time to go ahead and arrive before I begin. And so we're going to do a little bit of centering before we get started. And I just want to kind of take care of some kind of housekeeping things. And so thank you for being here. My name is Janie Santoy, and I call myself the spiritual techpreneur. So I incorporate different technologies and spirituality into my online business. And then I work with people who are trying to create their own businesses. And so part of this is me really wanting to give back to the community in terms of um, making the world a better place. So this is what this abundance clearing is all about. So again, thank you for joining me. And we are going to be focusing today on being open to receive. So you had to comment that you were open to receive for this particular abundance clearing. So that means that everyone is who posted that comment then is in this container that will get the clearing and then we'll get the activation. So there's kind of a twofold process that we're going to be focusing on today. There's also going to be one lucky person who's going to be the recipient of a prosperity transformation session. And so I do work with the Akashic Records, and my Akashic Record guides are the ones who are going to help me with the clearing today. And so one person is going to be able to experience the prosperity transformation, which is really working with the Akashic Records and helping to transform whatever patterns you may have that may be keeping you from being abundant. And then everyone who is here will have an opportunity to request their one of their divine soul qualities for manifestation. So I kind of wanted to start with that so that we don't get interrupted as we move into the clearing and as we get into the energy of the clearing. I really don't want us to kind of come back to this. So so that's why I put this at the very beginning. So I want you to comment just SSQ in the comments if you want to receive the Sacred Soul Quality. So I'll be sending you more information on the Sacred Soul Quality if you are interested in that. And of course, if you're not interested, then no need to comment. It's totally voluntary. But of course, everyone who does comment then will be receiving that. So that's something, again, it's activating your receiving muscles and allowing yourself to receive this gift, which is has no strings attached whatsoever. So it's just me sharing my own love for the Akashic Records and for this knowledge that I know is so important and can help transform your life and how you approach your own manifestation process. And I really love sharing that with people. So once you comment SSQ, then you'll receive a message that'll have more information, and so you can kind of keep that in your messenger, and you don't necessarily have to worry about that right now, so that we can actually focus on the clearing process. So I am on one computer, and I don't have really access to viewing the comments. So I'm sorry if there's comments that are coming in and I can't respond to them because I'm trying to do several things at once. So I don't have an assistant here helping me with what I'm doing right now. So I want really to spend as much time as possible on the clearing itself because it's going to be twofold. We're going to be doing the clearing and then the activation. So, and I don't want to take all of your afternoon, right? So I want you to still be able to go back to doing whatever it is that you were doing. And then of course you can always come back and experience the clearing and activation again. So it will be up for 24 hours. So you can come and experience it multiple times, however many times you want. So we're going to start with the whole question of what makes you feel abundant. So I really want us to, as we are moving into clearing, we want to bring in, or we want to bring up those things that we want to clear. So those feelings, anything that comes up, that bubbles up, that wants to be cleared, we want to activate them. And so a lot of times we activate those by starting to think about what makes us feel abundant. So one of the things that I'm very visual, so I work with images a lot. And so I was just called to put these images together and seeing which ones resonate with you. And of course, some of you are going to be able to tap into what makes you feel abundant without the images, and that's completely okay. So if you want to close your eyes, if you want to center yourself before I start showing the images, if you're very visual and you like the images, or if maybe you think you need a little bit of help or assistance or a little prodding to get you to where you're focused and tapped in, then you can focus on the images. So it's really up to you. You don't have to focus on the images. And also I'm going to be clearing. So as soon as I move into the images, I'm going to go ahead and start the clearing process. So if you are the type of person where someone speaking really distracts you, then go ahead and lower the volume and then just experience the clearing and the in your body and whatever comes up. Because a lot of times with the clearing, we don't need words for the clearing to happen. So we're going to start then by really focusing in and getting into our bodies. And that means taking a deep breath, several in fact, and really centering yourself. So we're going to ground and come back into the body. And so when we're thinking about abundance and manifestation, that's really important, because abundance is about manifesting things in this reality, in this third dimension. So being in our bodies is being fully in that third dimension. So we need to learn to be in our bodies and learn to use the knowledge and the wisdom of our bodies to help us in the creative process, in the manifestation process, and in the healing process as well. So just take a deep breath. And so the system that I use is for a count of 4 in, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 8. So we're going to do that 3 times. So just breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And then breathe out for 8. Again, breathe in for 4. Hold. Breathe out. Last time. Hold. And breathe out. So what you want to call your higher self to be with you. So you kind of want your higher self to merge with your body. So a lot of times our higher selves, we imagine our higher selves outside of us, and we really want to be connected with our higher self. So ask your higher self to come in and embody or to come into your body. So shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, and just have your higher self come in and to help with this process. It'll help you move the energy a lot faster, a lot quicker, without a lot of resistance. So I use a pendulum to help me clear. And then I listen to any messages that my guides are saying that I should share with everyone. So grounding is going to be very important. So it's important to connect to the earth and then to the universe or to God or to the divine, however you define that. So we're going to ground first. And so if you are feeling yourself in your body, if you have your own technique, you can go ahead and use that. But feel your energy really in your lower part of your body, in your torso, and then down your legs. You want to feel roots coming out of your feet down into the earth, getting you really grounded. You want to make those roots wide, strong, and thick, moving down into the center of the earth. You want to do this process quickly. So if they're going kind of slow, you can just imagine them speeding up a little. We're going to connect to that silvery energy, that crystalline core of the earth. And then we're going to bring that up through the roots and then up your lower body. So through your feet, your soles of your feet, your ankles, your legs, and then moving up your thighs, your hips, your lower back, your stomach. And then it keeps moving up. Pay attention to what you're feeling, where you're feeling that it moves well, that it moves smoothly, and where it seems to get stuck. And then just let it flow. So you're going to move that energy through your seventh chakra, through the top of your head, all the way up to the heavens. And you're going to connect with the golden light. You're going to bring that down. It can either rain down or mist, or it can be a shooting ray, however you imagine it is fine. And then as they come into your body, the silver and the gold are going to mix. And so you can see them swirling or feel them swirling inside of you like a vortex where they're just swirling and combining and twisting around each other. And just leave that energy kind of move, because those are they're going to help you to shift whatever comes up. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing the images if you want to view them. And so the first question that we want to consider is, what makes you feel abundant? So a lot of times for some people, they think about money right away when it comes to abundance. But sometimes it's more about taking in the beauty that's around us in a way that feels luxurious. Or being in the hustle and bustle and the busyness of a city. That could be abundant for some people. Or if you're more into the laptop lifestyle of an online entrepreneur, some people dream of moving to Europe. And others dream of having a farm or a cottage in the country. So what makes you feel abundant? So you want to call up that image or that sense, that feeling. As you bring that up, that's going to stir things that need to be released. And so that's what we're clearing. And as we clear, we're making room for this that you're envisioning, this that you want to create. So whatever you envision, whatever it stirs up, just let it get stirred. But don't focus on it. Just feel it and then release it. You can either release it by having it flow down through the roots into the earth, or up through the top of your head out into the sky and dissipating. Let your higher self do the work, that golden energy and that silvery energy. The key here is to relax into whatever it is that you're feeling. So just notice it and then just relax into that and let it flow. And when you let it flow, it actually flows out. So wherever it is you feel it in your body, your lower back, your shoulders, back of your neck, your forehead, tightness in the forehead, your knees, ribs. So wherever you feel it, just relax into that. So continue thinking about what you want to create. Do you want to be of service to others? Do you want a lifestyle that allows you to volunteer and to go help around the world? Helping, of course, can mean helping other beings, helping the earth. So what types of things do you want to be doing that are going to make you feel abundant? They're going to bring you joy. You feel any tightness around your heart area? Just breathe into it and relax. Let it soften and release. As we're making space and releasing, abundance is going to require that we be open to receive. And so that's one of the things that I wanted this clearing session to focus on, is really working on those receiving muscles. Because if you're going to be abundant, that means that the universe is going to bring you things, and you need to be open to receiving those and seeing the opportunities. So, and the reason why, again, I decided that I was guided that we needed to do this at 444 was because that's a divine number for receiving. And so I'm anchoring this energy, and so I'm in Central Time, which is when we started 444. You may be in a different time zone, so it may be 5 or 6, or it may be 2 or 3 for you, or a different time. It could be nighttime. But it doesn't matter, because what I'm anchoring this receiving energy. And so holographically, it's 444 for all of us. So when you think about receiving, how does that make you feel? What makes you feel free? when you tap into those receiving energies. Again, it's very different for different people, and no one way is wrong. We just need to know which way resonates with us. And so if you're looking at the images and you see one that really resonates with you, you really want to focus on the energy of that image, of the colors, and you want to breathe it in. You want to feel into the image. So how do you feel when you receive? You feel free? You feel open? Do you feel delicate? And whatever feelings are coming up, if they need to be cleared, then allow them. Release them. Soften into them. And again, whichever direction they want to go, if they want to go down through your roots or up to the universe, then you can send them whichever way. Receiving is about stepping into our power and our worthiness. In a way where we can step into it with confidence and really owning whatever that power may be. And so power, of course, that power and that sense of owning our power is again very different for different people. So what is that for you? Because this receiving makes us stronger. It helps to transform us. And that's part of the abundance that we're calling in, is being able to receive it. Now, receiving is a movement of energy. So one of the things that we're going to do now that you've tapped into those energies of what you want, and then you're receiving energies, and you still perhaps may be feeling some of the stuff that needs to be cleared, we're going to move into being much more intentional and moving that energy ourselves. So we're going to be focusing in, really laser focused, starting with a more general feeling and then focusing it in. As we go into that focusing, then I'm going to move into the activation part. as we're getting towards the end of the clearing. We're going to turn our attentions to the activation. So in the activation part, I'm going to be doing a process in the background. So I'm going to be silent. And I'm going to just be moving and navigating through the images. And what we're doing again is we're gathering that energy, because as we're clearing, our energy kind of dissipates. It's the way that I sense it is that it's porous, and so we need to kind of gather it in and focus it. And so that's what the activation is doing. So one of the things that you want to, again, do is focus in on what you want to create and how do you want to feel. What are the feeling that you want to bring up? And so you want to tap into that feeling. That's what, as we move into the activation, that's what we're activating. So again, whichever one of these images resonates with you, or if you have one of your own that you can bring up in your surroundings or in your mind's eye, you can go ahead and use that. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and set the intention of the abundance that you want to call in. And if you can be specific, like what do you want to create in the next 3 to 6 months? Whether it's actual products or tangible things that you want to create, or whether it's experiences that you want to create or that you want to have. So set the intention of what you want to call in. Okay, so hopefully you have had enough time to set your intention, feeling the energy of it. So what you want to do now is you have that intention, so you're going to scan your body, and we're going to go into activation mode. So scan the different energies of your body. And so like this image here, you may feel like they're dissipated or they're separated, kind of bundled in different parts of your body, especially as you went through the clearing process. There may be parts of your body that still feel like you just cleared something from it, like so there's an empty space. So we have this vastness, and this image is this vastness of the universe. So you can think of our bodies like this universe, and there's sometimes there seems to be empty pockets. And so what we want to do is we want to consolidate that energy, and we're going to be using it for creation. So start moving it in your body, kind of collecting it, filling it in. You can fill it in with a golden light or with the silvery light or with a combination of the two. Or you can bring in different colors. You can bring in pink or green or purple, yellow, whatever color feels good, you can bring that in. Or you can just bring a sensation. Breathe into that space. And so what we're doing is we're filling in so that we feel resonant, like so that we feel like we have a cord that's going through the center of our body that's very strong. And so all of that energy, you want to bring it in. And part of what you're doing is you're creating that cord. And as one of my teachers mentioned, I just learned recently of this concept of a truth cord. So this energy that runs through the center of our body, we can tune it, and we can use that to help us to create and to see what we need to create and what resonates and what is most aligned. So as you continue, then you're going to, again, you're bringing it in, and you're filling in the spots, being very intentional, and keep your intention of what it is that you want to create present, because this energy that you're kind of coalescing, that you're bringing together, is to help you create that manifestation that you want. If you see the energies moving, so if they're spiraling, which is perfectly fine because our energies are supposed to be moving, but so there's nothing wrong with the movement as long as they're not dissipating again, right? So you want to keep them contained and strong. And so we're moving into, you can use your favorite geometric shape and imbue your energy in that shape. And again, what we're doing is we're kind of bringing it in so that all of that energy can help us with this outcome, so that we're not scattered. Again, you can see the swirl, you can see the different colors, or sense the different feelings, or if you have different smells that you associate, or hear different things. Just feel that movement. And as we're going to the end of the activation, what you want to do is bring that energy into your heart space. And then you're going to shoot it out from your heart space. And this is going to help to attract those things that you want. So the truth cord, because that keeps you resonant with your truth. And as you, rather than letting your energy kind of spiral out and get all spread out, you want to bring it in, and you really want to focus it and kind of like a ray of light and shoot it through the heart chakra. You can try also different chakras, so you can try the second. So let's say if you're creating, if you really want to create something, you can, or the third chakra. But really the most powerful one for creation and to be in resonance is the heart. So if you always do this through the heart, then you can't really go wrong. And so you're the center of the universe, and you're shooting this energy that you've collected that was scattered, bringing it into your heart, and then shooting it out with that with that intention that you want, very conscious, because that is going to, that's part of the activation, is you're activating that intention with this process of bringing in your energy and then shooting it in a powerful way through the heart and out, to call in different opportunities so that you can be open and receptive and to new things that may be coming, or perhaps things that you've already manifested that you don't realize that you have manifested. So this image to me is really important. So if you have anything, if this image doesn't resonate, so try to find something that does resonate to remind you to do that process. So whenever you, of course, having a clearing process is very important, but once you've cleared, you want to come back, you want to regroup. You want to think of what you want to create, and then you want to kind of propel that energy out into the world and those around you. So this is a very important part of that activation process. Okay, so as we finish this process here, think about how you can give to circulate the energy, because part of that receiving is also giving. And so a lot of times we give too much and don't receive. But when we're receiving, it's important that we also circulate the energy out. So as part of receiving this clearing and this activation, I want you to take some step where you're giving. So for example, one time when I did another activation, somebody was inspired to gift a designer handbag to someone that she knew really deserved it. And she felt so good doing that. So however you want, in whatever way, however way, big or small, that you want to start circulating that energy. So it's important that you propel it out, but then it needs to come back, right? It needs to come back to you so that you can receive it. So there's that sense of that circular movement. So if you're receiving something, is acknowledging and then giving. And it doesn't have to be anything big, but just with that intention of circulating that energy. So however you're going to do it, whether it's in a big way or it's in a small way, I want you to think now, like, what could you do right now? So this is a little self-serving, but if you haven't already, you could like my Facebook page. And so this is one small act of giving that you could do. Of course, you don't have to. It could be something else that you do for someone else. But that circulation of that energy is going to be very important. So think about, how could you do that? Maybe it's leaving $1 in a book. I know that those are some giving practices, of gratitude practices. So there's a lot of different gratitude practices that you can use. And this video that we are doing, this process here, is encoded so that you can come back to this. And for everyone who has up to this point said that they are willing to receive the clearing, you can come back and do this process over and over. So you don't need to necessarily have the audio going. You can just have the video playing in the background, kind of in a loop, and as you're working, or loop it in the evening. So you can do this as many times as you want to really clear any other things that need to be clear, and to really get strong with that activation of that intention that you set. So that's going to be really important, that you continue to do this, that you develop this practice for yourself, because you may have a really powerful experience now, but it's something that you need to be consistent with and continue developing. So I really want to thank you for joining me for this abundance clearing. And if you would come back in a few days and share your experience. So what has been coming your way? What things are you still releasing? What are you activating? How is that being activated? So I really love to hear the different ways that the clearing is moving your energy, and then what's that bringing in for you. If, of course, you need to work, there's some people that need deeper work than just like a 30-minute clearing. It's going to be very important that you seek out that help. Okay, so and doesn't necessarily need to be from me, but from anyone. We have a lot of energy workers and who are very gifted in what they do, and rather than doing it on your own and wanting to shift that energy on your own, seek assistance. There's a lot of people who are very gifted and who are willing to help, and who, if you're ready to make the commitment to yourself, then step into the practice of really working with someone else, especially if you're a beginner to energy work. A lot of times it's really difficult to do this on our own because we don't know what we should be feeling. We have a lot of doubt and questions, and so really working with somebody or working with the group is really helpful. So I really do recommend that if this is a process that's new for you. So again, thank you very much for joining me. And this recording will stay up for 24 hours. So take advantage and re-listen as many times as you need. Thank you, and have a great 4th of July.